These headphones had a lot of warnings in the manual, and that is really odd and scary, and I was skeptical about getting them at first, but then there's an interesting story at the end of this video, and it also has active noise cancelling. This is the Havit i62N headphones, and this is the first Havit headphones I'm ever using. Basically, this is the first sound gadget from Havit that I'm going to be using, and this is the unboxing. So basically, this is what you get when you buy the Havit headphones, and when you start the unboxing on the 40-hour Havit, yeah, I noticed a few things about these headphones. There were many warnings, like I said in the intro. Here is in order to protect your hearing and extend the service life of the product, it is recommended to not listen at a high volume for a long time. The others are normal general warnings, but this was a bit skeptical. So the part that got me, the hearing part is still fine, but then the part that made me interested was extend the service life of the product. Interesting. Okay. Anyway, when you open it, first thing you get a small box, and inside the small box is you get a manual. You have your aux cord. After that, you have your charging cord, which is a USB type A to micro USB. These are the headphones. They come in this plastic casing, which I don't really like. It seems a bit cheap. But anyway, it's the headphones we came for, not the packaging. But having good packaging will not be bad. Okay, so now let's start firstly with the ports and indicators. For the ports, starting from the top, we have the power button, then the volume down button, then followed by the volume up button, then the mode button, which is the noise cancelling switch. It's just the M button. And then under that, you have your aux port, and then the indicator, then the charging port. Sadly, it's a micro USB, but it does the job well. And finally, a microphone. Okay, the body is mostly plastic, except for the part that comes out when you want to resize the head, which has a silvery appearance. So it says it's an aluminum, or at least a type of metal. The body was cheaply made, but that doesn't really affect the comfort in any way. It helps to make the headphones lighter and more affordable. The cushions are nice, but they are not memory foam, but they are definitely comfortable. The buttons are made of plastic too, and they give off this clicky sound when you push them, but then you get used to it. You try and get used to it at least. These headphones are quite comfortable to use, but for long term it starts to become some kind of problem, especially for me. It gets to the point when I've used the headphones for a while, my ears start to ache, and it feels like the pain kind of feels unreal, like it's not actually happening, but it's actually there. I'm not really feeling pain in my ears, but it's just like this discomfort that it aches. It's kind of hard to explain. I feel like the pain might be particular to me, but if you've gotten these headphones, let me know down in the comments if you also feel that pain. You can adjust the headphones to fit your head, but you cannot change the ear cups of these headphones. I've tried, I've checked all, and you cannot change the ear cups. So these are the ear cups that come with it, and these are the ear cups you have to use. But then they're actually good enough, so it shouldn't be a really big deal. But let's move on to the design. The design is not exactly the most appealing, but then with headphones at this price range, it's either they have a really good design with low sound quality, or they have amazing performance with manageable design. And this headphones falls into the latter category. They are quite bulky, which makes up for it when it comes to sound quality. Outside, they kind of look normal, but then they do look really big outside, but then you know that the performance is good enough. So if the performance is more important to you than the design, then you should go for this. If it's in your budget, you should go for this. Let me know what you think about the design of these headphones down in the comment section. If you would wear them outside comfortably, let me know. Would you recommend these headphones to your friends? To turn them on, you push the power button. You push the power button for a few seconds, and then you go into pairing mode straight out of the box, provided that you have charged them. Once connected, you can view the battery percentage in your settings or your control center, and you can get to playing your music. Speaking of playing music, the audio quality depends on the mode you set it to. There is a normal mode, which sounds fine, but it's a bit muffled. But then turning on active noise cancellation removes the muffling and improves the sound quality at the cost of perceived bass. These headphones, they sound really good, but they are not very bass heavy. The mids sound good. The mids and highs sound very good, including the vocals, but the bass is lacking a tiny bit, which is not that bad. It's not really bad at all, but then you can meddle with the equalizer to get the extra thump if you really want it. But overall, the headphones sound good. To give you an idea of how they actually sound, I'm going to try something here. I'm going to put my lavalier mic in between the cups of the headphones to allow you to hear what you should hear when you put these headphones on. I will test it for active noise cancellation mode on, and then active noise cancellation mode off.
Baby, just like what if you're by me. I'm just waiting to your body, baby, this your auntie. She dey make you want to touch her body. Everything I do is for her body,
Bluetooth multipoint. These headphones, they have Bluetooth multipoint, but it is not great. In fact, it is terrible. I'm not going to lie to you. It's just there to bump up the spec sheet or whatever, because I don't really understand why it is here. Connecting to two devices is no problem with these headphones, but then when you're playing music on one device and a notification comes in on the other device, a couple of things start to happen in this exact order. 1, you don't get to hear the notification sound. 2, your music stops playing for a while, and the time your music stops playing is how long your notification would actually play, but then you not hear the notification. After the notification sound has played, your music continues, or your music doesn't continue until you have to intervene. And then if you have to intervene, you will pause your music and then play it again to see if the headphones are outputting the music, and then if not, you have to repeat that same step over and over again until you get your music. And as you can tell, this is very frustrating. So whenever my laptop connects to my headphones, I disconnect them immediately. But if I have to use my headphones with my laptop, I use the aux cord provided in the box, which is actually quite good. The noise cancelling on these headphones is actually really good. It's actually really like, wow, it's amazing. The first time I put them on without active noise cancellation, I was kind of disappointed. But then when I figured out how to turn on active noise cancellation, it was amazing. It was amazing. There was this sudden peace because some sounds were muted completely, but still a few sounds found their way through the active noise cancellation barrier. But then playing music adds to the ceiling, which protects you completely from low-pitched noises. The active noise cancelling protects your ears completely from sounds from your fingers, like when you're typing or when you're scratching your fingers on a surface. And active noise cancellation also does well with sound from vehicles and generators. And it reduces loudness but when it comes to rain, it only reduces the loudness, but it doesn't eliminate it completely. Now that I mentioned rain, these headphones are neither waterproof or dustproof. It has no IP rating, so you cannot wear these out in the rain, even though it would be really cool too, but then you can't wear these out in the rain. Okay, microphone quality check. The audio you're hearing now is from a lavalier mic.
And now the audio you're hearing now is from the headphones. I am wearing the headphones like I would normally wear the headphones on my head, and this is what it should sound like when I'm receiving a phone call. So let me know if you can hear me clearly down in the comments. What do you think about the microphone quality of the headphones? And comment your favorite foods if you can hear every single note I say clearly. And like the video too. Thank you.
Okay, moving on to the controls. Pushing and holding the power button for a few seconds turns the headphones on. Pushing the volume down button once reduces the volume, and holding on it goes back to the previous song. Pushing on the volume up button increases the volume, while holding on it skips the present song to go to the next song. And finally, pushing and holding on the final button, the M button, turns active noise cancellation on or off, and that's its only function. I've never really used the headphones without active noise cancellation turned on. It was turned on most times because the audio quality was greatly improved, so I can't tell how long it lasts without active noise cancellation. But with active noise cancellation, I was able to manage to get through 2 daily mixes on Spotify, which is about 4, 5, 6, 7 hours. Let's just say 4 to 6 hours. 6 hours max, which is what other earbuds and headphones would give at this price range. Charging these headphones, the charging speed of these headphones is not exactly the fastest. It is doable. You can definitely get used to it. It takes about 2 hours to charge from 0% to 100%. It comes with a micro USB cartridge, with a micro USB cord, and I would advise you try not to overcharge this device. It shows the red light when it's charging, and the red light, the LED goes off once it's fully charged. Those are the general stuff. Now let me move on to the quirks, the tiny things I noticed about these headphones. This is where the criticism comes in. Okay, first of all, when you connect to the headphones, they make this annoying sound where it makes a sound that goes from the lowest pitch all the way to the highest pitch, and when it reaches the peak, it is really, really annoying. I basically don't put them on a few seconds after I turn them on because it sounds worse with active noise cancellation. I'll give you an idea of how it feels. Another thing I've noticed with these headphones is that when I kind of put my head in some kind of angle, there's this vibration, this reverberation I feel, especially when active noise cancellation is turned on. It's kind of scary. It feels kind of scary, even though it might be harmless. It just feels like something is really, really wrong somewhere. I don't know how well I can explain it. I don't know if I can explain it more than that, but then there's sort of like this wobbly. I can't really explain it. It just sounds weird. Oh, and yes, you have two warnings for low battery. There is a normal warning, which is like a voice prompt, and then there's another sound you hear. It is a continuous background hum, which only comes when the battery gets to around that 30-40% and below. Below 40%, you get this background hum, which like you get the vibe that the battery is running down. And this was definitely not included in software. I don't think it was included in software. I believe it's just a product of the battery or circuitry. If you're familiar with rechargeable speakers, the sound quality when plugged in, when they're charged, or when they're running on battery, and when they're low is very, very different. But the headphones are different in this case because the audio quality does not diminish, but then there's this weird sound in the background when the battery is running low. So that is actually really odd to me. And then the last quick comment I have about these headphones, last criticism for now, the last thing I have noticed is that it's about the noise cancelling. The methods that they use to arrive at this noise cancelling is a bit questionable. From what I could feel, I can't actually say what I could see because you don't see sound. I noticed they combined three things to achieve this active noise cancelling. The first one is actual active noise cancelling, which is fine, it's alright. The next thing is that when you turn on active noise cancelling, the headphones bump up the volume of the music playing, which is passive noise cancellation. But then that just makes the volume control on your phone just like it's just if I feel like it's actually wrong, because when you turn on active noise cancelling, the volume of your music playing is supposed to stay the same. The perceived volume will be different, yes, but then the volume of your music is supposed to stay the same. And finally, the last thing I noticed was white noise, which isn't really a bad thing, but if you're anything like me, you would always want your active noise cancellation on. And that is where the problem comes in. White noise basically makes it harder for your ears to pick up external noise, which is a good thing. But then some sources on the internet state that using white noise for a prolonged period of time might be harmful to your brain and might even be worse for developing brains. And again, there's something called white noise dependency, when you start to depend on white noise for some activities, which could be a problem. It's not anything like drugs, don't get me wrong, but it might become more difficult to focus on tasks without white noise if you're already used to white noise. And finally, this one is it's not exactly their fault. I guess I didn't read the manual properly. I read the manual, but I didn't read the manual properly. But I damaged these headphones. Yeah, there we go. I don't know if you have noticed, I damaged the headphones. So I tried to do, there's the headphones, as you may know, they can rotate like this. Yeah, I tried to do this, but then I ended up breaking the headphones instead, which goes to say how good they are, how well built they are. But then anyway, that's just by the side. Okay, so I got these headphones at a local store, and apparently and then it was on sale. I bought it without thinking twice. I saw an active noise cancelling headphones at 7,500 naira, which is about $20. Active noise cancelling for $20. Meanwhile, the actual price online was 70,000, and checking again, I saw 13,500 naira, which is about $35. So basically, the price is all over the place. But then I found it on Gmail where a few sellers were selling at 10,000 naira with no ratings, and another seller selling at 18,500 naira with 2 ratings. So basically, the choice is yours at this point. Okay, and now it's actually time for my verdict, the final decision. Okay, definitely these headphones, they have their shortcomings. I would not deny that. But at this price point, I guess it's bound to happen. Sometimes they definitely do get some things wrong, and there's some features we're missing. But then at this price point, it's actually the best you can get. Like, it's feature packed. You have active noise cancelling. You can rotate it like this. Then there's this other, the way I damaged the headphones. You can do this. It's actually a lot for 7,500 naira, or let's say 18,500 naira with good audio quality, and they have dual 40mm drivers, and that's good. I guess that's what Anker is using in their sound called Q30 headphones. So definitely they still have to tune it, but then in my opinion, these headphones have actually done justice. They are actually really good. But yes, if you can deal with the quirks I mentioned in the video, then you can go for it. Good. If the price to performance ratio is actually really good, and it obviously has great value. Let me know if you have any questions down in the comment section below. Give this video a like or a thumbs up if it was helpful. Subscribe if you are going to get the Havit i62N headphones, and share if you already have them. But still like, share and subscribe regardless. That's all, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.